All right, welcome back. Last night I went ahead and put my local AI models against each other in a local AI Olympics. 10 events last night, all ran overnight and completed this morning on my own rig while I slept. Meta's brand new model that came out a couple days ago came in dead last in terms of speed, exactly kind of like what I predicted. There's no optimization currently for it for my configuration. Some models wrote code that crashed, others failed like basic trap questions. These are the results from my hardware and my current config. Nothing's cherry picked, everything is ran on stock kind of configs. So yeah, let's take a look at the results and hand out some medals and see who won. So yeah, let's take a look. So just some context, I'm running this on a GMKtec EVO-X2. It's about 128 gig of unified memory, allow me to run these models pretty comfortably. I do have CachyOS installed, Linux-based Arch. It is 112 gigabytes visible to ROCm. Other than that, it is Ollama native with ROCm backend, stock settings, no optimization, 1 attempt per prompt, fresh context, no retries, and I've saved the prompts for future tests in case we want to rerun this with some newer models. In terms of models, we ran, like I mentioned earlier, Meta Muse Glimmer 30B. This is a brand new model that came out of Meta and released open weights, so free for anyone to download under the Apache 2.0 license. Use, modify whatever needs to be done with it, and there is no optimizations for my current config, so I don't expect it to win any of these benchmarks. However, I did want to throw this into the mix, one, because I wanted to see the model intelligence, as well as kind of compare it in the future once some optimizations do come out, and I'm sure they'll come out quickly. Then we have Qwen 3.6. This is a 35 billion parameter model on active 3 billion parameters. It is kind of the reigning champion in my previous testing, and I'm sure it will do really good in this test as well. Qwen 3 Coder, which is specifically kind of built for coding tasks and kind of that agentic workflows. It's an older model, but it's still pretty solid for those specific tasks. And then we got GPT-OSS, which is renowned for being a very quick and very runnable model in local AI. So none of these are slouches. They're all well known in the local AI space. I went ahead and put them head to head. And again, no modifications, no additional training, single prompt, 1 attempt. If it fails, it fails. If it passes, it passes. And yeah, let's take a look at the results here. So right off the bat, we have an event 10, which is at the very bottom, but just to give you some context here, and this is just measuring speed. You gave it a kind of a task to write as quickly as possible, and we get some crazy speeds, right? So Glimmer being 11.3 tokens per second is no surprise. There's no optimization, so obviously dead last. Qwen 3.6, the renowned champion, is at 49.8 tokens per second, which is actually really, really good. That's more than enough to chat back and forth with like an open web UI and have no issues there. We have Qwen 3 Coder being the quickest at 59.5, and then we have GPT-OSS at 37.8. These are just raw speed from a single prompt. If we take the average across all the prompts, we kind of get an average tokens per second, and they actually line up pretty fairly well with the speed test. Maybe a little bit deviations here and there, but overall line up pretty well. Clearly, Qwen 3 Coder is the winner in my config for speed. So I'm going to go through these as quickly as possible because there's 10 of them and each of them has 4 results. So I'm going to speed run it, give it a reward, and then move on. So first event, spinning hexagon, bouncing balls. Pretty straightforward. Here's the prompt. If you want to pause the video and read it now. Essentially, you give a hexagon and have bouncing balls inside of it. And right off the bat, MetaMuse failed. So no results. Let me refresh the page. Yep, 0 results. So right off the bat, we got a fail here. Qwen 3.6, nice, this works. We have some artifacting from the balls where they previously left. The hexagon is moving, balls keep bouncing. Nice little shadows. Say that's a good pass. Qwen 3. Yeah, balls are different shapes. Again, we didn't specify a lot of details here, just gave it a prompt. We have some artifacting. Looks good. Are the balls all contained? Yeah, and it looks like a few escaped. And there's supposed to be 20. I'm not going to pause and count, but seems about right. And then we got GPT here, and oh, that's pretty bad. Looks like they are bouncing all over the place, and they don't really look like they're being contained. Yeah, they're kind of going all over the place. So in terms of winner here, I think Qwen 3.6 is clearly the winner. Best kind of artifacting, unified with all the bouncing and nice little highlights. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. We got One Shot Flappy Bird. Everyone knows Flappy Bird. Let's take a look. And all right, that doesn't work. So what's going on, meta? Enter spacebar. None of that works. Let's try again. Refresh. Nope. Let me try to use the spacebar after. Nope. So yeah, another fail for meta here. Let's take a look at Qwen 3.6. Oh, this is nice. This is, and I am seeing this for the first time as well. So we are doing this live. This is really good. For a one-shot prompt, this is a very polished game. Like, this is very clean. Score works. What happens when I crash? Yeah, we got maybe like a little bit of overlay issue, but no issues actually. That's pretty nice. What happens to go off the screen? Nothing. All contained. Yeah, this is solid. This is very shippable. Let's look at Qwen 3 coder. We got a ball. What happens if I go high? Nothing. Wow, yeah, it's a little more rough in terms of smoothness compared to Qwen's 3.6. Numbers work. Looks like there's some highlighting happening. Yeah, it's not as polished. I think we have a clear winner here, unless GPT-OSS blows it out of the water. And yeah, that's going to be a no. Does look like, let's see, yeah, it looks like there's some randomization in the pipes, which is nice. I didn't check the other ones, but doesn't compare with Qwen 3.6. So yeah, let's go ahead and close this one. Clear winner. We got Qwen 3.6 winning this challenge. Next one, create essentially a pelican on a bicycle. Riding a bicycle. Let's take a look here. Muse, interesting. I like the colors. It seems to be facing the wrong direction and it has some really big eyes. Does look like it's shaped like a pelican in a way. Maybe it's just riding the wrong direction. Qwen 3.6 kind of has like a meme looking pelican. Really large legs, so I guess it needs legs to reach the pedals. It is facing the right direction, it looks like, and the bike isn't as nice. The seat's kind of low, and there's some like, you know, wind animations going on here, or wind drawing. So I don't know. Let's look at Qwen 3 coder. Wow, this is like a 5-year-old drew this in MS Paint. Basic shapes, looks kind of like a dog with some ears here. Yeah, not as nice. And then GPT, don't know what that is. Yeah, no idea. So I guess we're voting between 1 and 2. Muse, I like the shape of the pelican here, but it's riding the opposite direction. Again, it's a little subjective here. I think in terms of completeness, I'm gonna have to give it to Qwen here. Qwen 3.6 specifically. Let's look at Snake, classic mobile game. Let's go ahead and pull that up. This is Muse. Nice, works pretty well. Show you my skills here. Let's test the collision. Oh yeah, that worked. Didn't work as nicely as I would expected. It kind of just died when I did a circle. See, yep, left and right works. Yeah, very playable. Good. Qwen 3.6. Oh, this is like way nicer looking. Again, for a one-shot prompt, this is good off the get-go. So I like the little snake face on there and some little gradient going on as you grow. Let's try the collision to self. Nice. See, and it actually kind of pauses and shows you where you made a mistake. Let me check if the snake is randomized. Yep, the food is randomized as well. This is really polished. It's gonna be hard to beat this. Qwen 3 coder here. Let's take a look. Doesn't play. Does it spacebar? Nope. Is it enter? Nope. So yeah, Qwen coder failed that one. This is GPT here. Try collision with self. Yep. Looks like the button pops up to the right side. It moves the screen. No issue there. Does give you a score. Yeah. Playable. Not as nice. I think we have a clear winner. We got Qwen 3.6. And we're kind of sensing a little trend here. Next is a landing page. So HTML, one shot. We have a self-contained file with no external elements. Let's look at metas first. Yeah, nice. We got some little kind of shading in the top. Do these work? Nope. Don't expect these actual links to work, but I was hoping that the animation where it kind of jumps to the section, but does not do that. So nice, I guess. Decent. Kind of boring. We have Qwen 3.6, and right off the bat, yeah, this looks way nicer. Just overall little bit cleaner. We have little sections. We have a little animation going on whenever you hover over the features. And oh, looks like we have some. Is there animations on the tab with the navigation bar? There is. Nice. This button looks a little off. But we do have, you know, the basic header, hero, and footer, and the price. So clean. Nice work. And then we have Qwen 3/4 here. A little less good in terms of design. We do have some light, you know, light animation here, so this is nice. So far, this is like second place. Don't expect any of these to work, and yep, decent. And GPT-OSS is as basic as it gets. No surprise there. It's one of the smaller models. So yeah, Qwen 3.6 overall looks better and has better navigation, and I think is a more complete website in general. So yeah, how many is that? We got 5 in a row for Qwen 3.6. Next, we got solar system simulation. Let's go ahead and open these up. Meta's Muse Glimmer here. Nice, we got little rings around Saturn. Looks like it's 1x right now. We speed it up. Yeah, it looks like they're kind of all going in the same speed. Neptune seems to kind of go off the screen a little bit. Let's count the planets. 3, 6, 7, 8. So no Neptune. So rest in peace, Neptune. Decent. Oh, this is nice. This is Qwen 3.6. I did not ask it to make any stars, right? Self-contained, sun orbiting different distances, colors, orbits, slider bar. Yeah, I did not tell it to add stars, and it added stars. This is nice. The sun looks good. The actual shape and kind of how Saturn looks also looks really good. Let's go ahead and speed it up here, and yeah, it does increase. Even the background twinkle looks nice. So, man, this is clean. Very clean. Let's count the planets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No Pluto, once again. Very sad, but it is what it is. No longer a planet. This is very clean and honestly can be hosted on a website now if this was your prompt. No issues there. Alright, let's look at Qwen 3/4. Right off the bat, I noticed that things are going off the kind of square of the screen in the middle. Looks like Uranus and Neptune are floating on the outside. Can't tell if Pluto even exists. And let's go ahead and slow this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Seems to be 8. Could be 9. Who knows? We can't tell. This is third place right now just by default. Alright, is that how it loads? This is GPT-OSS. Alright, I guess it starts at 1,000 days simulated per second. That's wild. I guess that's a choice. Yeah, this is too slow. I guess this default speed at 1x just looks nicer. This is kind of being more precise in terms of simulation speed per days, and I don't know if it's accurate or not, but like, go really fast. Jesus, 36,500 days per second is just crazy. It's fun, I guess, but it's not it's not as usable as Qwen 3.6's one. So yeah, this obviously is another clear winner. Pretty far by a good margin. Like, MetaMuse looks nice and is accurate, but this it's too good. It's too solid. Let's give it to Qwen again. And then we got, these were obviously all kind of one-shot prompts that have more of an output. This is more trying to get the prompt to make mistakes. So we have some what's called tokenizer traps. These are kind of common known places where the AI models kind of get stuck in. I've sure you heard of this one before, where it asks you to name letters that appear in the word strawberry, and obviously there's 3, and previous older generation of models will get this wrong consistently. However, in this case, it looks like out of the 3, we have 3 passes, 1 fail. Looks like Qwen Coder got wrong 2 of them, being number 3, which is how many words are in answer to this question. It answered 13. Everyone else answered 1, which is correct. There's a single word. I guess it's a single number technically. And then it got a second question wrong, the spelling backwards wrong. So the word is accommodate, and D-A, oh yeah, there's some misplaced letters in here. So yeah, Qwen loses by a good margin. 3 out of 5 is not a passing test here. I don't know how to award a tie here, so I guess in sense of speed, Qwen 3.6 got these questions right at 50 tokens per second. So a little bias here. any one of these three technically could get the award. I'm just gonna give it to Qwen because it just answered it faster than all of them and it got it correct. So I guess in terms of accuracy and speed, it technically won that challenge better than all of them. Alright, this is a children's kind of prompt. It kind of tests reasoning and memorization, text-based. Farmer needs to cross the river with a wolf, a goat, and a cabbage. Boat only fits 2 items at a time, including itself. How do you kind of get everyone across in a safe manner? You can't cross with a goat and a wolf because the wolf eats the goat. You can't cross with the goat and the cabbage because the cabbage gets eaten by the goat. So basic questions. There's a way to do this formulaically so that all three get on their side safely. And again, we have 3 winners. Qwen Coder's the only one that failed here. They all did some level of explanation, it looks like. I do like this table. Some looks like Muse Glimmer ended up using abbreviations, whereas Qwen 3.6 was a little bit more verbose about the situation. I do like the formatting on this a lot better as well. It was rendered from the markup that was provided, so yeah, looks nice. Qwen 3.6 coder got the answer wrong, so I'm not going to even bother to look at that. It looks like it got the answer 7. The right answer is 3. And then GPT-OSS got it right. So again, technically, only one that failed was Qwen Coder 3, and 3 of them passed the test. Maybe in like future rounds, I'll allow to have like a 1, 2, 3, or top, like an actual ranking, so that it's not just a single winner. In terms of speed and correct answers, Qwen 3.6 wins again, so no debate there. Next, we got a CSV analysis and chart. You're given some data and you're told to make a chart. 2 of them failed. They got the chart completely wrong. So we're really dealing with GPT-OSS and Qwen 3.6 on the top 2 here. This looks nice. This is functional. Added a title. Charts look good. Even added some additional annotation. The prompt asked to show the biggest drop, and the right answer was April. And it does show that along with the number. So yeah, this looks clean. This is very utilitarian. Has a title. Again, not as nice as this, although it does have a range, which is nice. I don't know. I think in terms of usability, Qwen 3.6 is much nicer, and I do like the discrepancies, but I don't like the numbers at the bottom. This should be months probably in terms of charts. So controversially, I'm actually gonna give it to this because this I think is a little more accurate. So GPT wins this round, which is the first round it's won so far. And then finally, the drag race. This is essentially what you see here: a prompt, write a 1,000-word essay on the history of vacuum tubing and computing, and so on and so on. All of them were the 1,000 words. Formatting on Qwen Coder was a little nicer, and GPT as well. Again, this is just a raw speed test, and this one is going to be given to Qwen Coder 3. So yeah, long video. If we kind of do a recap here, across the board, Qwen is winning most things by quite a large margin. I don't think it's even really a competition at this point. So yeah, if we look at the overall winner, Qwen 3.6 35B, the tried and true classic champion, remains the champion even in my current config non-optimized rig. So yeah, why does any of this matter? Well, this kind of shows the importance of how local AI models have to go through that optimization after release. It's really important for these open weight models to have support from like NVIDIA, AMD, and all these different hardware providers in order to really get the most usage out of these billions of dollars that are being spent to fund these models. We'll probably do a test again with Muse Glimmer when some optimizations are out. And why this matters even more, Qwen 3.8 is set to release any day now. Some rumors have it coming out tomorrow on Friday. Really excited. As you can see, this is why there's so much hype. We compare kind of the big 4 models that people use quite frequently, and Qwen 3.6 wins by a good margin in all these tests. Obviously, this is all very subjective. Everyone's rig is different. My optimization may not be ideal. Day to day, I use Qwen 3.6 a lot for my local AI, moving around files, doing basic task management, building small kind of locally hosted apps, and it does really good. I would say I use this model more than I use any of the other local AI models that I have on my system. But yeah, that's pretty much the video. This obviously is a test of a sample size of N1, so if you feel like it's not accurate, I would 100% agree with you. Credit to Simon Wilson. I did take some inspiration from their prompting in order to kind of generate my own prompts. I did mention GMKtec in terms of my computer. I will link the rig in the description with an Amazon affiliate link. If you want to support the channel and you're looking to buy the rig, go ahead and click that link. I earn a small commission on that. That helps support the channel. I'll also link the new GMK EVO-X2 that just came out in case you're curious, and a video of someone doing a review on that. Because I think if you're gonna buy one, you probably should buy the newer one. It's only $100, like $100 more, and you get Oculink, which is pretty nice in terms of external GPU configurations. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for joining me. Fast. Yeah, day 25 of making a video every day for YouTube for the next 30 days. We have 5 more days to go, and then we'll do a recap. And then join me hopefully tomorrow when Qwen 3.8 comes out. Hopefully there's no more delays and we can do some testing and configuration on that one. All right, signing out. Have a good one.